y'all sending me books.
Yeah, no, I mean, I pay well. Like, people that are with me, they're happy.
The
like,
dark world of VRChat. Damn, are we gonna watch this? I'm not gonna lie, I would feel like VRChat is a very corrupted place. Not in its entirety, but the people that you meet. Low-key interested? I'm interested too. I might watch this. You said, why are you sending these long-ass videos? Because chat likes to just watch stuff and just see my crazy reaction to it. Get ready. Break your psyche up, mob. Get ready. Better mood change in the last video? Nah, this shit might be worse. This shit might be even more depressing. Let me get my Subway sandwich. What time is it? 7? Okay. Sin City was a me. Jubilee is better? I know Kless didn't just say that. Motherfucker said Jubilee. I hate the button. I hate that fucking button. They get the most Pepega people ever.
Like, there's one girl who quit her day job because it, pays. It pays really well. Yeah,
See,
this is
like,
my full-time job.
Bro, you know what's crazy? You know what I heard about VRChat? That people legit get paid for doing shit. Like, you saw what like he just said right there? There are some people, like, there are these roles that are called specific things that I think, like, on Discord, I think it's called like a silent. Is that what it's called, chat? Where you're just quiet. You just loom around them and not say anything. You mean like roleplay? Bro, it's some crazy shit in VRChat where, like, people legit pay for that. The Discord kitten? Bro, I did not know too much about this shit till I started recently hearing about it. And I was like, dude, there's no way that this shit... Oh my... Hold on. This is some weird ass shit.
That's all I do is make VRChat.
It's becoming so hyper-realistic to a point where people are making mods and little additions that they can add to their avatars that gives them fully working private parts.
So, I got something in the mail. This is...
Bro.
honestly unreal. I'm like super thankful for each and every one of you guys because without you guys this would not happen, so thank you. So in this video, my friend and YouTuber I Am Lucid talked about his true thoughts on VRChat, and the things he says are pretty shocking. VRChat is one of the biggest virtual reality games out there, with over 20,000 people playing the game every single day. It's practically the home of the VR community. People can escape into new, exciting, and sometimes strange worlds and be whoever they want. I like to say it's like dreaming with your eyes open. But what happens when virtual reality becomes your actual reality? For those of you who are unhappy with...
Look, there's some people like that, man. Where, look, I understand you want to play a video game and shit, but you gotta wake up and realize what is life and what is fiction. What is a video game and what is reality. But there are some motherfuckers out here that got a VR headset and they live in this shit. They live in this shit. Like, they wake up and they're in VRChat. And that's how they spend their days.
With your lives, VR becomes your happiness and your way of coping. And that's when addiction takes root. I'm hooked.
I have people on my friends list. Every time I log on, they're online. Every single time. Like, whether it be 2 in the morning or 2 in the afternoon, they're always online. They literally live inside of VRChat.
Omega Recovery, a mental health service, released an article explaining some of the symptoms of VR gaming addiction, and it's bad. People would stop doing things as simple as cleaning or eating. When researching, we even found some people who put off sleeping to stay in the game. They would isolate themselves from their friends and family, only wanting to talk with people in VR. And lastly, people experience serious issues like depression, anxiety, and increased aggression.
The way that people can get addicted.
The reason why is because when you get out of the game, you're upset at what reality is. You're upset at just life. You're upset at the way that you look. You're upset at your health. You're upset at wherever life is taking you because it's not built and constructed around the way that you want it to be. That's why when you get into VRChat, and you could basically become whatever avatar you want. You could make your own avatar. You can make yourself look however you want. You can act however way you want, and no one is going to judge you, because when you're in the VR world, I could be whatever the fuck I want. I could put on an Avi of a pirate, and I could just hop up on a fucking headphone. Yar, me mateys. Nobody will say shit to me. They'll probably just chuckle. And then Lily Uwu will be like, hello, pirate. And I'll be like, hello, hey, Lily Uwu. Like, want to come to the pirate ship with me, booty? It's all roleplay. But then you get so far into it that you feel like you're a pirate. Like, you probably wake up and be like, yar. Oh, fuck. I'm Dominican. I'm not a pirate.
To VRChat and games alike is when they're lacking of something that is necessary in their real life, and then they use VRChat as an escape from those problems.
A YouTuber called Mr. Drew came forward with his own story. After he was introduced to VR by a friend, Drew got himself an Oculus Rift and started playing free demos. And once he finished those, he discovered a new game, VRChat.
I soon found myself spending hours upon hours in VRChat, making friends, singing karaoke, watching movies, exploring worlds, playing games.
Sadly, it wasn't long before these sessions would spiral out of control, and before Drew knew it, he was hooked.
I bought index controllers and vibe trackers, allowing my fingers and entire body to be tracked while in VR. This only fed into my addiction, making it harder and harder to leave this weird world I felt pulled into.
Soon, Drew started to experience some of the symptoms we talked about.
I started to sleep while in VR, only removing the headset to go.
That's how you know you're fucked. And I'll never forget the day when I used to play VRChat a little bit when I was with chat. Motherfuckers really was sleeping in VRChat. Like, their character avatars will stand there, and all you hear is... Like, motherfuckers is legit sleeping. But their character avatars are still online. They still have the headset on, and the character's neck would kind of be, like, jointed, looking like they're slumped over. So, like, their characters would just be standing there just like... And they asleep in VRChat. It's crazy. It's crazy.
Go to work. It was as if the virtual world was my primary reality. As if I was living in this metaverse and only leaving it to keep the body I was plagued with IRL alive.
But after 2 months of recovery, Drew was able to heal and is now able to enjoy VRChat in a healthier way. But there are so many people like Drew who get dangerously hooked on this game. On VRChat, the servers you join are called worlds, and some of these worlds can be gateways to even bigger vices, because there's a darker side to VRChat. One that includes staying out late and partying right inside your headset. The VRChat Nightlife. The nightlife is the term used for activities available for people at night. This can mean things like bars, nightclubs, and casinos, and can also mean darker things like substance issues and other activities not safe for work. But what if I told you that these things happen on VRChat too? That buried underneath this game filled with silly avatars is a disgusting...
Bro, I'm gonna hop in VRChat with an Oculus Rift, talking about, where the pussy at? And I'm gonna see Kermit the Frog in the fucking front. I know you're looking for some pussy. Maybe you could go check in the back, but there's not gonna be that much pussy here. Naruto, where are the bitches? I don't know where are the bitches, bro. That's what makes VRChat funny, but people gotta chill. People gotta chill. They gotta learn the difference.
Nightlife. Well, it does, and it's thriving. Every Friday and Saturday night, VRChat worlds like the Void Club were filled with hundreds of users. The Void Club is a nightclub with DJs, a dance floor, and other concerning features.
There's like back rooms, there's like secret rooms that you can lock the actual doors on. Sometimes people can, go into a door or into like a room and get freaky with each other inside of the Void Club.
And while everyone in the VRChat community has different opinions about the place, there's one thing that seems dangerously common. People drink in the Void Club. And I don't mean virtual drinks. People will drink massive amounts in real life while playing VRChat.
People just obviously just get drunk.
That sounds like fun. Oh no, that sounds like fun, bro. Going to a nightlife scenario and drinking in real life and just have a, that sounds like so much fun. I'll be in there, I want to be in a Kermit avatar. Hey man, let me get some pussy real quick. They're gonna be like, go Kermit. Oh yeah, oh yeah. Oh, I'm gonna be going crazy.
They dance there a lot. But you would kind of expect that of like a regular club, but inside of VRChat, and instead of human beings, it's anime boys.
And this may not sound like a problem, but it might when you realize that VRChat's age rating is 13 and up.
Hey man, it should not be 13 and up. Realistically, that shit should be like 18 and up. 18 and up. No cap. And that shit has to have like verified IDs because 13 and up is way too low. That shit should be 18. And you guys already see whenever we go in here how much they were walling out. If we look back at this shit, where's that game at? You guys already know. Wait, where that game at? Rec room? They go crazy in rec room. In rec room, they wildin' out in there, bro. And there's a lot of, there's kids in that shit and they bugging.
Let's do it to get a retro. We can go to the void with chat and drink.
Oh God. Bro, but I need a VR headset. You know what? Now the good thing with me working in this job now, maybe I could get a VR headset. Chat, which VR headset could you recommend? I'm not gonna get it like now, but I'm gonna keep my eye out on some shit that's like pretty decent. Definitely not Oculus. Oculus is trash. The PSVR 2, VR Arc Time. You said Index is the best. Index. I'm just gonna index VR headset. Let me see. Oh, Valve. It's Valve Index. Man, this is a lot of money. $1,000? Bro, I better get my dick sucked in VRChat, bro. Are you serious? 1,000 bones? Is Valve Index the best VR headset? Wow, this looks nice. Look, if I get this Valve, bro. Wait a minute. I see it refurbished in GameStop for $350. Bro, brand new sealed on eBay for almost $2,500. That's bullshit.
Get that VR sponsorship.
A VR sponsorship? Bro, I need a VR person to hit me up.
Not only do young people feel pressured to join, but it can leave them vulnerable to these party animals. And some
You said, do you have space? Oh, that's true. I need space. Bro, this is the little space I'm working with, man. If I put that shit on, I only got like... Is this enough room? Is this enough room? You say, yeah, sure. I don't think this is enough room. That's an all right amount? You said, can your PC even run VR? That's a good question too. That's a good question too. Your room is just enough to move the chair.
Sometimes to Preds. In an interview done by Brandon FM, the person he interviewed revealed a group of men who would look for vulnerable girls on VRChat.
They gather women, whether it's in the world they're in or through invites. They never really ask their age at all. They don't really care about what age they are.
Once they had a group of girls, they would start a drinking game with them. One guy would stand in the middle of the group and play a song. Throughout the song, he would raise his hand, and whenever his hand was raised, the girls would have to drink. And this game would go on for a long time because they prepared a list of songs to keep the girls playing.
By the time that they were done with all the songs and stuff, they basically have their picking of drunk girls.
Sure, this may not be in real life and they can't do anything physical to them, but they could still easily influence them. And sadly,
No, true. And it could like mess up their mentality as well, because obviously if they're a fucking 13-year-old, they're pepega. This is why I'm saying in terms of like, especially like if it's like a nightlife aesthetic, it should be like 18 plus minimum, the standard.
this isn't the only group like this. On VRChat, there are dangerous groups that seek to cause damage. The gangs of VRChat.
There's
Before we
gangs?
talk about these insidious gangs, I want
There's
to tell you about
gangs?
today's sponsor, Incogni.
Bro, I wish somebody would come and press me in VRChat. I'ma see fucking Naruto. I don't know, a JoJo character, and probably SpongeBob. They're gonna walk up to me,
Hey, you're in the wrong side of the frickin' VR world. Ow, ow, ow.
like, I'm gonna be, are you serious right now? I'm getting pressed by SpongeBob, Mr. Beast?
Cogni, because my goal for this channel is to help you guys stay safe online. Chances are your personal information is floating all over the internet. If you try typing your name or your parents' name online, you'd probably find information that you thought was private. Your email, phone number, or your home address. When I searched up my own name, my information was everywhere. Thousands of companies are collecting and selling your personal data without you even knowing it. And you have the right to request that your personal information is deleted. But the problem is, I tried doing this myself manually and it took forever. Incogni takes care of this automatically. They reach out to data brokers for you. After 1 week, my information was removed from 31 different sites. To get started with
You said, I think most of these people got mad paper. What you're talking about, like the VR people? I mean, I could imagine so, because if they all got VR headsets.
The gangs are people that crash you. It happens mostly in public worlds though.
You said they crash you. What do you mean crash you? Like they make your game close out? That's it? They crash your shit. They're dangerous. Oh, so I'm gonna try to make friends with them then. I'm gonna hop in and be like, yo, who a gangy? Yo, I'm a gangy. I'm be like, sir, you look absolutely immaculate today. I hope I hope you had a great day. Do you want me to bring you a coffee? No, I don't want a coffee. All right, I got some cranberry juice in the fridge. I'll roleplay out my ass to be in good terms with them.
with Incogni, click the link in the description or go to incogni.com/visualventure. The first 100 people to use the code visualventure will get 20% off. Okay, honestly, if you guys are serious about keeping your personal information safe online, Incogni will help. Personally, for me, I'm going to use them probably as long as I live. Click the link in the description and use the code VisualVenture to protect yourself right now. Like all online games, there's a toxic side to their communities, but most games don't come close to VRChat. Valorant has sold...
Have you ever played Splatoon 3 for the Nintendo Switch? That shit is like peak toxicity. Like, I'm trying to play tower control. A motherfucker running, guess what weapon?
Salty players, Warzone has kids yelling slurs, but VRChat has gangs. And as silly as that sounds, they can be pretty serious. I'm Lucid gave us an inside look into the minds of these gangs.
What a VRChat gang pretty much is a group of people that meet online. Usually, they have issues with their own family in real life, as far as I can tell. So they feel like they have to get that family protection feeling that all us humans innately need and want. So they meet these gangs online in VRChat, and they feel like, okay, I'm part of this like bigger group. I feel like I have purpose in this life because of my cult that I am currently in.
What these gangs do is take advantage of VRChat's vulnerable systems to crash people's games remotely.
I put something into the gun so it would shoot out particles. It crashed the entire world except everybody but you would just delete.
These gangs believed that they would gain clout for crashing people, but they also did it to silence people who knew about their illegal operations. It turns out that these gangs actually stole people's custom-made avatars and would resell them for an insane amount of money.
Like ripping avatars and like reselling them and things like that. Oh, thousands of dollars easily. I would say at least 10,000.
And I'm Lucid talked about the consequences of messing with these gangs.
They all have like a mob mentality, group motive, where if they don't like somebody or a person doesn't fit into their like beliefs, for an example, they'll get put on something called the KOS list.
If they see a user on the KOS list or on site list, they go after them with everything they've got. These gang members would have apps on their PCs to scan thousands of VRChat worlds to see who's in them. Sometimes they would even try to get rid of them permanently through something called a GPU crasher. With a GPU being one of the main components of your PC, you'd be lucky to play Minecraft at 12 FPS without it. This is how it's done.
On an avatar, there would be some sort of particle effect or like a mesh crasher, and it would have so many particles in it, and it would just keep, instead of closing the game like it would do now, it would leave it open. So if you left your game open, it would spin your fan and spin your fan faster and faster and faster until
The VRChat developers eventually stepped in
Kermit the Frog with the twerky.
introduced safety settings in an attempt to stop the GPU crashers, but the problem still happens today. Currently, the gangs have seemingly gone underground, and no one has heard of them since their peak in 2020, but some still say they stalk the servers searching for new victims. Roleplay. ERP. Roleplay is exactly what you think it is. For the sake of YouTube, I'm going to be referring to this as roleplay or RP. While it's nothing new, it's been in online games for decades, and it's one of the main parts of VRChat. In some VRChat worlds, there are private booths people can go to, fully equipped with beds, soundproof walls, and a lock system to keep people from seeing what goes on behind closed doors. People even use full body tracking specifically for this purpose.
It's becoming so hyper realistic to a point where people are making mods and little additions that they can add to their avatars that gives them fully working private parts.
But what makes this especially bad is once again the young people playing. A study from 2019 shows that 51% of 11 to 13-year-olds have seen content of that nature online. But VRChat takes it to another level. Not only are there VRChat worlds made for this, but also avatars designed with RP in mind. These kinds of avatars are not allowed on public servers like the Void Club, but yet so many VRChat worlds have it. To show you just how much inappropriateness there is, we sent our scriptwriter CJ into VRChat, and these were his findings. There's some worlds we found that were so graphic we can't show them to you guys. One world was centered around a certain niche. When you entered, it stated that you had to be 18 or older. On the surface, the world seemed pretty normal. It had chairs, a couch, and a TV screen, but there were 4 private rooms. Each room had a restraining device in the middle of it, and on the table beside it were different tools. What disturbed us the most was that these restraints came in different sizes, and not all of them were adult size. So I'm lucid, and myself included, believe that this role-playing epidemic could be the future, and there's a huge problem that comes with that.
They get this hyper realistic expectation of their partner looking a certain way, acting a certain way, and especially in VRChat when you have a full working body identical to real life, nobody in real life can mimic that exact visual appearance that the VRChat anime girl that was made in Blender and Unity will ever come close to a real human being.
And while we can't stop—
Yes, and that's what messes a lot of people up, and then they get so disattached from reality that when they see people in real life, they're like, ugh, you don't look like, I don't know, you don't look like, what's that Miss Piggy from VRChat type shit. And it
the
messes everything up.
creators of these RP games, we can do our part and encourage our friends not to join in. The story of Tech Gangster. There are so many preds on VRChat, but there's one who was so infamous that his name alone would make people furious.
So with now being a tuber, I've learned so much. I have buddies that know all about this and can easily get the hookup for those ERPs or good models.
Yo, but they sell those models for that much money? They out here making bread out of selling stolen, it's like stolen character model mafia, bro. You telling me that I could live in Cali right now by just taking character models and just reselling them? Somebody gonna take me out of context and they're gonna be like, oh my god, Retro is a fucking bitch.
Known well around these parts at least.
I literally know 30 women who had encounter with this one guy.
The clip you just saw came from the YouTuber Quits. Quits' brother was harassed by Tech Gangster, so Quits went on a mission to find Tech himself. He went to different VRChat worlds to ask people about Tech, and clearly they don't like him too much. But who is this guy, and what did he do? Tech's real name is actually Brent, and he took advantage of countless women across VRChat. Quits interviewed 2 key people from Brett's life, his former friend and his ex-girlfriend. During the interview with his former friend, who we'll call Megan, Quits found some sickening details about how he played VRChat.
His surroundings, he always had little children around him. He would be such a bad influence on them.
Brent would also let his anger get in the way and would verbally lash out at Megan. The next interview with Brent's ex-girlfriend revealed the dark truth about living with him in real life. She said that he would do things like dump her food, throw stuff, pour liquid on her couch, and much more that we can't talk about over here. Thankfully, she's safe from him now, and I hope she's doing okay. As for Brent, no one truly knows what happened to him. Some say he still visits VRChat, but I just hope people know to stay away. But if you thought Tech Gangster was bad, he's just the tip of the iceberg, because this next person took advantage of people and made an organized business out of it. The adult business. On May 19th, 2022, a VRChat YouTuber named Verum exposed the secret crimes of the user Maze VSF. It turns out that Maze ran an adult video business centered around VRChat. This gave him quite the reputation with the community and not a good one. He was placed on multiple KOS lists and has been banned from the game over 26 times. You might think that people hated him because of his business, but that's only part of the reason. People truly hated him because of his methods of finding models for his videos. Maze would log on to servers and search for vulnerable female users, then manipulate them with his lies and charm to make them want to join the business.
Yeah, no, I mean, I pay well. Like, people that are with me, they're happy. Like, there's one girl who quit her day job because it, you know, pays. It pays really well. Yeah, this is my full-time job. That's all I do is make VRChat.
Once they're interested, he would ask pictures of their IDs, passports, driver's licenses, and anything to confirm they're adults. But that's not why he asked for their identification. He asked because once the girls sent their personal information over, they had fallen into Maze's trap. He can use it against them. He would also use other techniques to make girls feel a sense of security. He would say things to make them feel special.
Why do you think I ran up to you? Why do you think it was you who I went up to? You're beautiful for who you are.
He would also make these girls believe that he was in love with them and engaged in relationships with them. And in the real world, these are the same methods that criminals use to lure women into. During these relationships, Maze would secretly record their RP sessions and would make the girls send him pictures of themselves. And not just pictures in VRChat, but actual pictures of themselves in real life. So that when they realized Maze was exploiting them, Maze could blackmail them into silence.
Because I'm telling you this right now, if I smell you, if I can smell you near any of my friends or any of my patrons, if I can hear your name, I'm gonna make you regret ever crossing me.
It really makes you wonder, what kind of man would...
Motherfucker sound like he watched one too many animes. Boy, if you don't sit your ass down.
do this?
Boy,
well,
if you
the
don't
same
sit your
man
ass
who would
down.
engage in multiple relationships while being married himself. The same man who was also a father
married?
of 2 children. Maze had no shame and was even proud of his manipulation skills.
If I manipulate someone into doing what's better for them, so if you're not doing the job, I'll A, kick your ass out, or B, you'll get manipulated into doing what you should be doing in the first place.
But little did Maze know that Verum was on his trail and recorded everything. And Maze finally got what was coming to him. Just a few days after Verum uploaded the video, he released an update on the 23rd of May. Verum's video led to a virtual witch hunt to chase Maze off VRChat, shut down his company, and rescue the girls. Maze was left powerless and came crawling to Verum, begging for mercy.
Please, please delete, please let me die. You win, you've won, you've accomplished your goal. I am not joking. You are not ever gonna hear from me again. The rest of your life, you will go on. You might think of me from time to time, and you can feel victorious because you were. Goodbye.
I hope Maze faces the justice he deserves and the girls find the peace they need. But this happy ending is a rare one, believe me. Most stories don't end like this because sometimes these people cross the bridge from virtual reality to reality. A mother's worst fear. What's a childhood fear you remember the most? Maybe it was a thought of what lurks
No, not Five
under
Nights
your
at
bed,
Freddy.
or was it a fear of something hiding in your closet? Well, one day, that fear came true for someone. In 2020, a mother heard strange noises coming from her daughter's bedroom. Her daughter has been acting strange for the last month. She was secretive, anxious, and was spending more time in her room than with her family. And these noises were the last straw. The mother stormed into her daughter's room and heard shuffling in her closet. She flung the closet open. She screamed. Standing in the closet was a man covering himself up in her daughter's clothing. The man was JR, and he was living in a girl's closet for over a month when they met on VRChat. The girl was using a fake account on VRChat.
I'm sorry, bro. What? A month? He somehow managed to stay a month in a girl's closet? As a parent, how did you not find this man?
and told JR that she was an adult. After some time, JR drove all the way from Louisiana to Spring Hill to meet her, which is an 8-hour drive. JR then convinced this girl to let him stay in her house and hide in the closet whenever someone was home. This went on for over a month before he was found and arrested. The public worlds on VRChat can be a direct line to vulnerable young people who fall prey to these monsters. There's still one more to talk about, and this person created a cult filled with young people. The Imposter. In August of 2022, Brandon FM exposed a cult operating on VRChat. It was called the Dark Guild and was run by Alyssa Afton. On the surface, the guild was a large Discord server that held virtual meetings through VRChat. Alyssa welcomed people of all ages to hang out and chat in a friendly environment, but Alyssa's true intentions were far more evil.
The guild wanted to start operations where they would kidnap criminals like dealers, bank robbers, and such.
Alyssa was encouraging young people to engage in criminal activity and used her reputation to encourage her guild to do what she says.
I don't roll about my guild, so I know you might be scared to kill an actual person. It's up to you. I know for a fact I'm doing it again. It's too fun.
Alyssa claimed that she ended 5 people. Whether this is true or not, it didn't matter. It terrified the other members, which is exactly what Alyssa wanted. And this leads to what we believe is the real purpose of the Dark Guild: to gather these young people for Alyssa's own desires. Alyssa engaged in multiple relationships with young people in her guild.
Age doesn't matter. He's same age, and I'm dating him.
He's how old? He's...
See?
This audio was secretly recorded by Brandon when he went undercover as a teenager to find information about Alyssa. At that time, Alyssa was not only dating that boy, but also married to another person virtually on VRChat, someone who was attending summer school at the time. During that same recording, Alyssa tried to roleplay with Brandon, even though he said he was too young.
That depends. Are you up for anything?
You mean like ERP?
Yeah.
Alyssa did this with so many people in her guild, and some were affected mentally.
The mental scars this whole experience has put on my mind are so extreme that I was recently diagnosed with Stockholm Syndrome.
Thankfully, Brandon managed to shut down the entire server. The Dark Guild was disbanded and Alyssa's powers were gone, right? Well, this is where the story should end, but sadly, Alyssa is still out there. But Alyssa's name tells us a lot. Alyssa Afton. The name Afton is a reference to the series.
This is a Five Nights at Freddy's reference, bro. I'm about to just... This is the most cringe ass fucking shit I've ever fucking seen. This motherfucker...
Is Five Nights at Freddy's, after the character ended the lives of 5 people. So when she claimed to have done the same, it's clearly a lie. She's nothing more than an imposter. People will still go on VRChat, and that's okay, right? Because my goal is not to get you guys off any platform, but to be aware of the platform. So how do you stay safe?
The best way to stay safe on VRChat would definitely have to be to have moral grounding as a human being. So first figure out who you are, what you stand for, and stand firmly on it, and then you can enter VRChat.
Of
because
course.
Only then you will have a positive experience in the game, and it won't actually ruin you as a person. Because it does feel like you're playing tug of war with the devil sometimes on that game.
No, of course, because if you enter the game and you don't have, if you're not mentally prepared, this is why games like this should be rated 18 plus, because as a child, it's like as a child playing Grand Theft Auto. It wouldn't make any sense if Lil Jimmy's playing Grand Theft Auto, because then he's going to think, you know, that's what life is, because he hasn't grown up enough to understand that everything that's happening in the game is just fiction. And it fucks up with your mentality, especially if you're like real young. It's just dumb.
And where everyone's getting drunk and all these avatars are getting all the clubs and all of the above. But if you have a good standing, before you press run on the exe file, you're going to be okay. Matter of fact, it might even be a positive game for you to play.
Doing research on VRChat felt different. It was unlike any other platform we covered because the other platforms were in the palm of your hands. But virtual reality makes you feel like you're living in another world. When people escape reality to go to VRChat, it truly becomes their reality. Like I said, it's like dreaming with your eyes open. Just a few years back, virtual reality was a dream of science fiction. But the internet was also once a dream, and so were computers and smartphones. The future is coming. And my request to you is to spread this message so that we can be prepared once the future is here. Visual Venture.
Nice. Bro, I thought that was my IP address. I was about to be like, chat, what the fuck did y'all send me?
nearly every single person that I've met in VRChat has no objective morality. So everything that they do and say that they think is right versus wrong either comes from the laws of the land that they live in or from their own hedonistic pleasures. There's obviously many flaws with this type of thinking. And that's the majority of the school of thought of people inside of VRChat. Nearly every single person lives by that religion.
Wow. It's completely flawed because just as the person who would think that, if you ask them, you're like, hey, are you depressed? Dude, they're gonna say yes.
Yeah,
right?
they're going to say
It doesn't
yeah.
make any sense. I don't think they really have like the ability to like understand like that is what's causing their unhappiness, right? Like trying to chase happiness is the specific thing that's leading them away from it.
100%, exactly what you just said. Yeah, them chasing happiness and solely happiness is the reason that they'll never find it.
Wait, before you go, click this playlist right here to watch more dark internet documentaries. Because the algorithm needs to know...
Oh, Roblox is worse. Roblox, I think, Roblox might be worse than VRChat. Honestly. The dark world of Kick? Oh, God. I don't care about Kick.
Hijo de la gran puta, será el diablo que salió aquí hoy, coño. ¡Satanás! ¡Saco de la puta! ¡A huevo! Un trabajo 2.000 va a cobrar diario, tiene que llorar muerto. ¿Tú sabes llorar? ¿Cómo tú lo lloras? ¡Ay, Dios mío! ¡Ay, bonito!
¿Qué te tragaste, Scarlett? Un pito. ¿Y cómo hace el pito? De nuevo. Un chin maduro.
She ate the frickin' stuffed toy squeaker? Bro, what? He said, I swear, if I don't get that last power copy... Oh, damn. Not the she-ho.
Now let's stretch the spine. Down, up, down, up, down, up. Oh, hey, babe, this is my chiropractor. He's like helping me because you know how my body been stiff lately, you know?
B! What I'm seeing here is you got another man in my heart.
No.
Breaking your back.
No, baby, that's not the case.
He came back with the control. He stopped this for like a year.
Of God, shut your mouth.
Hey, man, listen, this is my job. I know how to break down and fix the bones of the body.
I know how to break some bones myself.
No, Kentrell, please, not again, please. You've been doing so good.
Yo, he destroyed her. Not with the toodles. Not with the toodles.
21-year-old stabbed her sister to death for flirting with her boyfriend
while playing Valorant. Bro, is Valorant just full of girls, chat? I did not know this many girls play Valorant.
While playing Valorant. And you know, I recently came across this news story as I was scrolling through my Twitter newsfeed. You know, it caught my eye. To be honest, I don't think I've ever heard of a specific case where a woman is stabbing her sister to death for her supposedly flirting with her boyfriend over a video game. So, yeah, honestly, the amount of unhinged people out here are growing by the day. But in any case, in a more official report from the Daily Mail, they did highlight that this woman is 21 and that she did stab her sister multiple times. But what's kind of dark is the fact that this woman stabbed her sister directly in the heart. And when you hear how and when she did this, it's gonna remind you of a specific case that I talked about, I believe a year or two ago, with another psychopath stabbing her sister while she slept. I won't say too much right now, but let's get to the story. Now, according to this report, an Orlando woman has confessed to stabbing her younger sister in the heart multiple times after learning that she flirted with her long-distance boyfriend through a video game. Fatia Marzin, 21, says she stabbed her sister, who's 20 years old, 3 to 4 times in the heart at 4:30 a.m. in the morning on September 26th. But she didn't call the police till around 7:30 p.m. that night, 15 hours later. So clearly she didn't care about her sister's life at all. It's not like this was a crime of passion, because as I read along about this story, you'll soon realize that this was all premeditated. Not only did she kill her sister, but she also allowed her sister's body to marinate for over 15 hours to, I guess, bathe in the glory of what she just did. I mean, the girl is completely unhinged, and keep in mind that this is over a long-distance e-boyfriend. I mean, my God, these e-relationships got y'all on a chokehold. But I digress. Saima played the video game Valorant, which is an FPS if you guys didn't know, kind of like Overwatch or CSGO or both combined. But they played with her sister's boyfriend and often messaged him through the game's chats. Both witnesses and Fatia said the older sister was not comfortable with the relationship Saima had with Fatia's long-distance boyfriend. So clearly there was some jealousy brewing in the air, especially if the boyfriend was flirting back with her younger sister. But after learning that her boyfriend had told Saima that he loved her, Fatia purchased a dagger-style knife set off Amazon. She hid the knives in a closet and waited until her family fell asleep before stabbing Saima in the bedroom they shared. And here, as you can see, is an image of 21-year-old Fatia Marson. She looks like an ordinary girl, you know, she wouldn't really stick out in a crowd.
Bro, she wouldn't, bro. She looks like she's bronze tier in the game too, like she probably was ass at Valorant.
Everything about her on the outside looks ordinary and quite unremarkable, but on the inside, clearly, she had enough demonic energy within her to commit such an atrocious act against her own kin. But as we go on, the report begins to divulge that Fatia knew she had to wait until her family was asleep to stab Saima because she didn't want anybody to hear her screams. This entire thing was pre-calculated from the moment that her jealousy over her boyfriend telling her younger sister that he loved her, she began to concoct a plan to end her sister's life over a conversation she should have just had with her boyfriend. I mean, one would think that if you're in a relationship,
or you could have just told the sister to not play with him. Cause now they're trying to be like, oh, they could have told the boyfriend to not play with her, or you could have just told your sister, hey, I don't like it when you play with my boyfriend, type shit. Like, hey, if you're gonna play Valorant, can you play with anybody else except my boyfriend? Because I don't feel comfortable with you and him, like, you know, interacting or just talking over an e-boy. That's another thing. That just makes it a million times worse. Like, you never even met the motherfucker, and you're going this crazy over someone that you haven't even met. Like, you're just talking over the internet. Like, come on, bro. Come on.
With a guy, and he made it clear that you're gonna be the only one, but now he's backtracking, and instead of ending the relationship, he just decides to start flirting with your younger sister instead of, you know, telling you what's up, even if it's online. The best course of action would either be to end the relationship or have a conversation about what's going on. But obviously, Fatia didn't want to take that route, as she thought terminating her sister's life would be the best course of action. However, as of right now, Fatia's boyfriend has not been named in any reports, which is probably a good thing because there's some crazy people out there who would actually blame the boyfriend for the younger sister's death instead of actually blaming the killer.
Nah. And I know there would be a group of people doing that shit. He didn't do anything. She did everything. She picked up the knife. She ordered it off Amazon. She predetermined this shit. She waited for the right time. She calculated everything. You can't just be out here now going to say, oh, I'm going to blame the dude for this, that, and the third. No, he didn't do shit. He probably was flirting with the sister, but just because I flirted with someone doesn't give you the right and or justification to just be like, all right, I want to be on a kill streak now. Now get the fuck out of here.
Which is her older sister. And based on further details, Fatia allegedly confronted her sister and her boyfriend at the time about their e-flirting. Allegedly, there were multiple confrontations about this issue, and it was never resolved, and it got to the point to where Fatia just felt like her sister did not respect her at all. So not too long after, the boyfriend came out allegedly and said that he loved her younger sister to her younger sister while they were playing the game Valorant, which is just weird. Fatia then...
Dude, he probably didn't even say it like for real. Motherfucker probably like, look, she probably got an ace, right? She probably got like a cool kill and like won the game. And you know what, a motherfucker, like when you playing a game and shit in the game sounded kind of right. You hit it with the, yo, Luna Redux, I saw you get that kill, man. I love you, bruh. She probably heard that. She probably hit him with the, Majora Waker, I saw how you did that 360 with the pump shotty. Man, I love you, Majora Waker. Or Majora Waker Maker. Bro, she walled out because of that.
And decided to wait until 4:30 a.m. that same day or night. Fatia made it a mission inside her head to do what she felt like she had to do to stop this potential relationship from brewing any further. And what's kind of scary is the fact that according to this report from Daily Mail, they say that as Fatia was stabbing her younger sister Saima woke up during the attack and said, "What the fuck?" and "Help."
Damn.
They say that Fatia told the police that her sister, and I quote, was moving too much, and that after ending her sister's life, Fatia then began to contemplate about taking her own life as well. But she was talked out of it by another sibling of hers. I mean, honestly, this story is just ridiculous, because not only are you jealous of your sister flirting with some e-boyfriend who's probably not even in a tangible, real relationship with you, but
Facts.
instead of confronting him about this specific issue, about him telling her that he loves her, Saima that is, or just outright ending the relationship, you decide to murder your younger sister.
Yeah, your own
because
sibling.
This guy was just that important. There was no way in hell that you would have been able to get into another relationship with a guy who actually wants to be with you. For all I know, this guy probably wasn't even her boyfriend. Who is he? What's his name? This whole thing is an e-relationship. It's long distance. Have they even touched each other before? I mean, it seems like this whole relationship was sparked from a video game, and that was their only form of communication based on the details that said that they chatted over the online chat box in Valorant. So I just think it's weird, and I think it's super unhinged and a sign of the times that an older sister would kill her younger sister over what essentially is a video game relationship. But do let me know your thoughts down below in the comment section. I just wanted to talk about this story because I found it kind of just strange. If you're new to the channel, subscribe, hit the bell icon, and turn on all notifications so you never miss any of my videos. Follow me on IG, Twitter, links are down below in the description. And with that being said, genuinely, I hope all of you stay safe because it's a crazy world out there.
Pure wacko, man. Pure wacko. Pure wacko. Wow.
Oh my god, man. You out here killing people over a boyfriend on Valorant. That's something else. If I can't have him, nobody can. Head ass.